And go.
Greetings. I am Mischa Toland, human development expert and founder of Greatness Now. You've just tuned into our weekly message, and today I want to talk just for a moment about living in truth. Living in truth is important because at the end of the day, we ought to be able to lay our heads on the pillow and feel comfortable with the person who lays down with us. Where does this thought come from about living in truth? Well, for me, if you've been paying attention to the headlines as I have, so much has been going on in our society. We have pastors who are unfaithful to their wives. We have NFL players who are unfaithful to their wives. We have politicians who've been unfaithful to their wives. We have parents who say they love their children, but they neglect their children. We have teachers who go to school to teach, and at the same time they are entering into inappropriate relationships with their children. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And while none of us are perfect, I didn't say live in perfection. I said live in truth. While none of us are perfect, we all ought to be striving to be the best human beings that we can be. And how do we do that? We do that by answering the question, who are you? Or who am I? Who am I will determine what I do. And what I do should take me back to who I am. For example, if I say that Mischa Toland is an inspirer, if I say that inspiring people is what God birthed me and put me on this planet to do, that which I do ought to qualify me as the inspirer I say that I am called to be. So whether I'm writing a book, whether I'm talking to somebody outside, or if I'm having a phone conversation, whatever I do and say ought to take me back to being the inspirer that God says I am. So who are you? I want you to think about that, because who you are at the end of the day should determine what you do. No more just living any kind of way. We really have to get to a place where we take ownership for what we say and who we are. And if we don't know who we are, we are going to be put in a position where we can find ourselves doing anything. And so until next week, I want you to think about that question. Who are you? And how do you live a life of truth?